Hello, and welcome to Tales from a Sex Store. I'm Hazel, and I'm here with my co-host, Billy McWilliams.
Hello, hello.
Good morning, Billy. How are you?
Oh, better to see your sweet smiling face.
Back to basics. I love it.
Back to basics.
We've been deviating from our standard morning ritual for a few episodes, and it's nice to come back and just be with
Mm,
you again. And
a little
and
more comfortable, yeah. Especially
yeah,
because it's just you and me, baby.
just you and me and everybody listening to us. Like that annoying neighbor next door where the headboard hits your wall over and over again.
Well, I'm sympathetic to that.
Mm, me too.
It's an expression of joy, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I travel with earplugs and a face mask and
Probably less happy at maybe 3 in the morning, but that's all right.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. Mm,
Yeah, just move the
mm.
headboard away from the wall. If you're gonna go at 3 AM, just, move it into the middle of the floor and go ahead and break the
Just a
bed. It's
little
fine.
bit, yeah, yeah. But sometimes it just happens, you know?
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Mm,
just when it's every
mm,
single night, you know?
right. Yeah.
We've all known that story of the Tyler Durden, Marla Singer family that lives through the
Mm,
wall, and they're toxic other than their, extremely loud sex. Everybody's got
yeah,
that story, or somebody in their life who has that story.
yeah, yeah.
It is what it is.
The mind goes there.
It does. It does.
That's the one
Man.
thing I love about owning a sex store is, like, everybody goes to sex. All you have to do is stop for a second and think or
Mhm.
look or an expression. You don't have to do much
Right.
because people go there. They just do,
It's true.
which is normal,
It
and it's
is.
great. It's
Right?
great, yeah. Some sexy thought intruded. Mm.
Intruded.
So I don't really have a tale, but let me tell you a story of Plan B.
Sweet. I'm in.
So Plan B is a contraceptive. It's essentially the morning after pill. What happens if something happens? Broken condom, unsafe sex, forget your birth control pill. Life happens when sexy things happen. And if you take it, it prevents the egg from implanting on the womb and you don't get pregnant. So when all these repressive laws came out, we made a decision to give away Plan B. We have a really good sex clinic here, Bridger Care, and they also give away free Plan B. And we decided we already give away free condoms, and we also contribute to different safe sex things. But we decided to just give them away, and so I buy them online, and you know how much they cost?
No.
$4.75 each. And actually, the last stuff I bought was $3.49 each.
Hey, all right.
And it is literally the same product across it, right?
Right.
And if you buy those in the drugstores, they're 30, 40, $50.
Of course they are.
Yeah. And it's like, and how unfair is it, right? First, the woman has to do it by and large. Ever so often, men come and pick it up, which makes me pretty excited because thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Actually, a woman says, I made him do it. I'm like, yeah, that's how you do
Yeah.
it. Tell him, hey, you're part of this, buddy. Go get it.
That's right.
Well, and if you think about it, it's like it's worse than buying condoms because condoms say you may or may not have sex, right? But
Right.
if you had that, man, you did have sex and it was the quote unquote wrong sex for some reason, right?
Right. It was potentially risky sex.
Precisely. And who knows? I mean, how do you know somebody hasn't been sexually assaulted? And they
Mhm.
have to have something like that. So, so my point is you go to the drugstore and you got to talk to somebody and they've got to unlock a plexiglass case and it's worse than the walk of shame. It's so public and so degrading. And then they know that you have to have it, right? These big businesses know you have to have it. So they like
Right.
charge huge amounts of money. And I think that's just unfair, especially at this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's important to recognize, like, look, this is not an abortion pill. It is a prevent pregnancy pill.
Right.
Huge difference. Huge,
Yeah.
huge difference. So we want to make it easy. We don't ask people to contribute. We just say we have it, and then we advertise it on our social media, and people can just have it. We also have a sheet of paper giving other resources because we only buy like 60, 75 a month. And at the end of it, that's about all we can put into our budget. But we're
Right.
happy to contribute to do it because, well, it just makes people's lives better. And that's part of
Right.
what you do when you own a sexuality store. You have an obligation to make healthy sexual choices. And you make it pretty easy.
Yeah.
What surprises me is how emotional people get about it, you know? Like, they really are grateful that it's there. And they're really sad when it isn't. Which is one of the reasons why we produced an information sheet saying, look, you can get some from Bridger Care here in Bozeman, Montana, or, and this is important to know nationwide, you can get Plan B at Costco for $5.99, and you can buy two.
That's great.
Yeah, and important to realize you don't have to be a member.
Right.
That's really important because sometimes
Yeah.
people aren't. They feel like they can't go in there. Well, that's not accurate. You go to where you the entrance and say, "I'm going to the pharmacy," and they'll let you. And the pharmacist, at least the ones I'm dealing with, are fantastic human beings. They're non-judgmental, right?
Yeah. I feel like that's kind of the baseline for Costco employees anyway. They all seem to be pretty
Yeah,
happy, you
pretty
know?
centered.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty conscientious and like
yeah,
engaged with
yeah. That's why they're so successful.
yeah.
Here's the other thing. It's like this should not be a regular use of birth control.
Oh, absolutely not. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's emergency.
yeah, exactly. And why it shouldn't be used for emergency because it's so hard on the system.
Yes.
You feel like crap for days afterwards.
Yeah, it's like flu-like
Yeah,
just being leveled for a week.
yeah. So it's not a healthy thing, and it shouldn't be for the hookup part of it. When the frat
Right.
guys were there, I limited to like 10 of them. It's like, look, this isn't for your, oh, we can have unsafe sex and get away with it because we have plan B.
Right.
That's no, this is an emergency.
Yeah, yeah.
It should be considered as such.
And it doesn't do anything for STIs.
No, no.
So, it's
HIV,
not a one-stop
gonorrhea,
shop.
syphilis, chlamydia, all those, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah. Also, from what I've read about it, it loses efficacy over time, so
yeah.
you don't wanna rely on it more
Right,
than is an emergency.
right. And certain body types, they're not as effective.
Right, exactly.
So, yeah, that's one of the reasons why we produce that information sheet, where to get it, information on how to use it. If you're at the university, they also have it. And I think it's something that should be around and it's not so difficult to get to because I think anytime you cut more and you cut more access to that, you're just asking for misery.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I trust women to make the choices to get themselves healthy, however
Yes.
that looks.
What a novel stance, Billy.
No, it's the judgment-free thing, right?
I love that. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. I also like the fact that we're open late at night, and that way you don't have to go Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. You can get it when you need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I definitely think it should be ubiquitous, and again, for emergency use only, but isn't that part if you're running a fun, fresh, and healthy sex store, then you better be healthy and fun, I might add.
Right, and fun,
Yeah,
and fresh. Gotta keep it fresh.
yeah.
Nothing expired.
No, 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 when lube gets close to expiration, we just give it away. It's like, "Oh, no."
Right.
Yeah.
or it goes to the employees, which I'm grateful for.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Well, yeah. There's perks in working for a sex store.
Mhm.
Mhm.
What are some other contraceptions just for people who maybe, like, aren't very connected to options, like, for people who are coming of age and maybe listening to this podcast, and they're, like, maybe didn't have access to great
Sex ed,
sex
right?
ed. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I think it first starts with a condom because I think
right,
most of the time a condom is the easiest, least expensive way to prevent both pregnancies and STIs.
right,
In addition, nobody teaches you how to pick a condom out. So we
right,
have a handy size chart at the store saying, well, if you're this dimension and that dimension, then you would want this. And if you have this dimension and that dimension, you would want that.
right,
And if you have a latex sensitivity, you can get a one like skin, the polyisoprene one,
right,
or Trojan has a polyurethane one, which is pretty thin and pretty clear. So
right.
that's a healthy one.
What I'm sure it's still out there. What do you think about sheepskin?
I think sheep can feel pretty natural. However, it does transmit the HIV virus.
Mhm,
So in terms of safe sex, and also like they're pretty expensive, even though historically speaking, sheepskin, lambskin, those were the ones that pretty much started the condoms way back in the day. So those are the
right,
ones that have been used. They're still around, but I don't particularly. I carry them because people ask for them, but we don't sell a ton of them.
yeah.
Yeah,
So that's good to know. They don't prevent HIV.
yeah, yeah.
And maybe you could speak a little bit to the internal condom, right?
Right.
Do you carry those?
We did carry the female condom,
The internal condom?
the internal condom, but it didn't. Thanks for a correction.
Mhm,
Well said.
thank you.
You're welcome. Uh, we carried it, and they don't typically sell. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think it might be an education thing. There was a little, social media movement about the internal condom for a while, I guess it was, like, 2024, 2025.
Yeah,
But I haven't it didn't seem to take off. It didn't go viral, but it's
yeah.
interesting. It's nice because you can literally put it in and then go out to dinner and then go to a hotel room or your lover's place or have your lover come to your place, whatever.
The bathroom.
Exactly. But you can wear it for, like, an afternoon.
Okay. So it allows for some sort of a different kind of spontaneity.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, and it puts the receiver in control of it,
Right.
right?
Which is pretty cool idea.
It's a very cool idea.
Yeah. Lubrication for sure.
Totally. Yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah.
that might be one of the drawbacks is you won't have the natural vaginal lubricant as accessible.
Right. I've also seen people using it for anal sex,
Right.
and that's I don't know exactly how effective it is for that, but
Sure, it's a viable alternative for people who want to try something different.
right, right. Yeah, and I don't know if it's designed for that. I know that I always come back to this, and I'm gonna until the rest of the condom industry steps up, but, like, one brand condoms
Mhm.
are the first condom that is tested and rated for anal sex.
Right.
And I don't know any internal condoms that are. Also, I don't know that their design is perfect for that because the internal condom rests differently because of the different anatomy, right?
Right. And it's probably something to do with the way it feels. It's a
Possibly. I
different
mean,
feel. Yeah.
yeah, there might be that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's an interesting thing. And I think that more people should at least give it a try.
Yeah.
Maybe it's for you and maybe it's not, but
It's a different way of doing it, you know?
yeah. Yeah, yeah. It just it maybe it'll be more approachable for certain situations with certain people.
Yeah, maybe sometimes it's you introduce something and it just the time isn't ready for it, or the design is not perfected, or it's not as socially acceptable.
Right.
It's still a pretty good idea for safe sex, though.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've got plan B, we've got condoms, we've got dental
Dental
dams,
dams, yeah,
and testing, right? Knowing your partners and their partners, etc. Regular testing and
right.
other forms of pregnancy prevention.
Well, that's one thing that it's like when you use the proper contraceptives, it makes the sex hotter,
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
and it doesn't have the fraught with the "Oh my gosh, I could get pregnant" kinda thing,
Yeah. For sure.
or catch an STIA, or
Yeah.
and it's come down to a power imbalance too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, one of the reasons why I'm lauding or promoting the internal condom.
Yeah. It's an independence thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also important to remember wanting to have sex and having sex is normal.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
yeah, and it's like, and preparing for it doesn't make you this or that. Studies have showed that abstinence based sex education causes more STIs and unplanned pregnancies
Yep.
because the folks are not thinking they're going to have sex. And it's such a compelling, powerful urge that they end up having sex. And then you have the consequences for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of the potential consequences.
Right. For example, things like anal sex is not sex, or
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, that's honestly,
yeah,
anal sex is if you're looking at a risk factor,
higher,
it's higher because the rectum is not self-lubricating. And
right.
so
You'll get
there
those microscopic tears. And the other one would be soaking, right?
right, right.
That's not sex if you're not moving,
It's
even though,
absolutely sex.
yeah,
I
exactly.
I
Just,
if it feels good like that, it's sex.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. You don't get a mulligan because you're soaking.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. It's not like you can be like, but I was only soaking, and so this pregnancy doesn't happen."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's only soaking, so it's okay to have an orgasm. Yeah.
That's just you can do that in the Kama Sutra. Soak and
Yeah.
orgasm. It's mental.
Yeah.
It's not gonna change the biology of impregnation.
No. No, in fact, actually, that's what pre-cum's all about, right? It's like
Yeah.
everyone that doesn't intend to get pregnant, turns out you get pregnant.
Mhm.
Well, and let's talk a little bit about the pleasures of our bodies and how we should treat them a lot better. Sexual meditation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Touch
Yeah.
yourself.
Absolutely. I think that more people should masturbate more frequently.
Yeah. And even if you're edging or even if you're just feeling yourself, it's like cup of feel.
And again, we need to have a better term. We talked about this.
For masturbation, absolutely. Self-pleasure,
Self-pleasure. Yeah, I think more people should play with themselves
right?
in all of the different
Oh, absolutely. Our bodies are made to feel good. We're
yeah,
made to feel good, and we're programmed to feel bad about feeling good.
right. And we
So
shouldn't.
feel good, touch yourself.
That's right.
Sensually, very sensually.
Yeah, it doesn't have to
Yeah.
be about the orgasm. It doesn't have to be about any specific anatomy, but just play with yourself
Sit
and
and enjoy
sensate.
yourself and enjoy your body. The
Yeah.
nerves are there for a reason. The sensuality is there for a reason.
Give yourself a shiver.
And treat your sensitive parts well.
Yeah.
If you groom, groom. If you want lotion to make you feel good, make you feel good.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Give yourself a shiver once a day.
yeah. You're alive. Your body's alive. The sensual is alive. And especially after touching yourself for a while, you can learn the things that really trigger you, the ones that really turn you on.
Yeah. Also, it's a free dopamine hit,
Totally free dopamine hit. Again, the orgasm is the truth. It's exactly how you feel.
right?
Yeah.
I think, yeah, people should, instead of like breaks to go smoke cigarettes or whatever,
To self pleasure. You're right. It's so amazing that we're in the middle of the change, right? It's
right?
like, why start with something that is literally a vile word to describe something that should be normal and beautiful and lovely?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Auto would be the word self, right? So autoindulgence. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then
Uh,
indulgence has its own,
yeah.
hmm. We'll workshop it. People should write in with their ideas
Yeah.
for good
Yeah. Well, we have
self-pleasuring
a
words.
email for the show.
We do. It's tfass at erotiquestyle.com.
Totally fuck ass. TFS.
Totally fuck ass. Tales from a sex store. Here we go. All right.
Yeah.
There we go. I love it. Yeah. Mnemonic
Yeah.
devices. Totally fuck ass. Now, I'm not going to forget our email.
Yeah.
Write into
Yeah.
us. Let us know.
What's a great word for self pleasure?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we decided the little backstory masturbation, and then we got this from a client. Root word is to defile yourself.
Yep.
And that is just as wrong as can be. So let's not start from the origin of shame and fear and guilt, and let's start thinking about how good it is for you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just the joys of self pleasure. Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of health benefits from it.
Totally. Sleeping pill,
Right. Right.
stress relief, or I have a little sticker that says organic stress relief.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even just reopening that communication between the mind and the body.
Right.
Like, we have been trained to work extremely hard.
Yeah. Like,
9 to 5 jobs, very rigid, and we ignore our discomforts when we do that, you know?
well, and we're actually putting structures in our society to deny pleasure, like
Yeah.
no fap November, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, why?
I mean, and again, you can do that from a place of pleasure. We've had that conversation. That was a different
Sure.
episode. But
Sure.
yeah, like, yeah, no nut November,
Yeah.
no fap November, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It doesn't have to be about,
yeah, if it's your kink, great. But if you're doing it because you feel guilty about sex, well,
yeah, don't do it from a place of guilt and shame. If you're gonna
yeah,
do it from a place of like,
I'm holding back so when I do have the orgasm, it's going to be great.
right, and noticing all of the ways that your body engages with sexuality without penetration,
Right.
right?
Absolutely.
You're engaging with a way to explore pleasure from a totally different angle, from
Right.
a place of abundance and constance.
And sensuality
Mhm.
and just pleasure and not to feel uncomfortable or bad about pleasure because that's what pleasure is for.
Right. Pleasure feels pleasant, so feel pleasant and be pleased with your pleasance.
And feel yourself.
Yeah, feel yourself,
As Tom Waits says, take advantage of yourself.
right? Take advantage. I don't know, I don't like that.
Okay, fine.
Taking advantage, right? Like, that's kinda,
No, that's true. This seems like a coercive. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, but anything for
I
a
don't need
cheap.
to be taken advantage of. I
Yeah.
will consent to my own pleasings. I
Slut.
absolutely yeah, I'm a slut for
Absolutely.
myself, 100%.
Yeah.
I would definitely
Yeah.
consent to pleasing
Well, it comes
myself.
back to remember we talked before. It's like, what's the name of what do you call a sexually successful woman?
Spectacular,
Exactly. But there's no positive word for it in our language because the first word you think of is not
right?
spectacular, even though it should be.
It should be.
Or what other words would there be? Right? So we have to
Right.
change we're changing the language.
Yeah, right in with those positive, empowering languages for the clitoris and sexually
Successful.
successful women. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We need to get more people engaged in this.
Yeah, I think so too.
We want to hear your voices.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Well, we're going to keep this one short, right?
We're keeping it short.
Keeping it short. We've had a couple longer episodes and we're getting back to our basics a little bit. We don't want to burn anyone out, ourselves included.
uh,
So we're going to go find some pleasure now.
I'm gonna go find some pleasure.
Mhm. You should too,
Mm.
listeners. Go find some pleasure. Love you all. This has been Tales from a Sex Store. I'm Hazel with my co-host Billy McWilliams. Happy
Happy
orgasms.
orgasms.
Mental hugs.
That'll hug.